Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back to the OR News broadcast. We hope that your weekend was a great one. It is 6 o'clock, and that means it's now time for our English Flash News edition. And as usual, I'm Daniel Cook, your host, bringing you the latest on what's going on here in Albania. In today's news, the candidate for ambassador to the Vatican has met with the president of the Albanian Republic. After an hour-long meeting, Visar Zhiti emerged with an expression on his face that clearly showed that the results of the conversation were not good. Visar Zhiti has the support of both the Democrats and the Socialist Party in the Foreign Committee, but his candidacy has been refused by the head of state. The political society has unanimously shown support for Zhiti, with the exception of some former colleagues of the Democratic Party who claim that he is being used politically by Edi Rama. In an interview for OR News, Visar Zhiti said that the president has explained to him the reasons behind his refusal, saying exactly what he said to the press. The journalist asked him if he had appealed to the president to reconsider his position, but Zhiti said that he asked nothing from the president. A few days ago, in a media interview, Nishani said, "I call it unfair that a candidate for ambassador to the Vatican publicly considers the church to be an inquisitor." On February 14th, Nishani said, "Visar Zhiti is not being condemned for the second time by the president. Visar Zhiti is being condemned for the second time by the prime minister, who declared his candidacy in anticipation of rejection. A second condemnation for Visar Zhiti would be to use him politically, not to deny him an ambassador position." President Nishani has told Visar Zhiti that he will not decree him as a candidate. If the Catholic Church was indeed the reason, the former political prisoner has an answer for this issue. He said, "I have served my Albania even when I was in prison. I was in prison with the Vatican priests who were also jailed. We had secret communications together. My position does not change because of this. My position is not determined by the current president." The case of Zhiti was perhaps the most clear opportunity that has been given to the Albanian political realm in years to prove that it supports the values of a multifaceted intellectual, regardless of party affiliations. But it appears that the political realm is failing this test and showing that they cannot rise above their personal motivations. Visar Zhiti said that he was sorry for the country, that there are people who put their own interests above the greater needs. The Minister of Foreign Affairs says that the president does not in fact have power over the ambassador appointments. Minister Bushati said that the appointment of ambassadors is at the discretion of the government, and the Constitution gives no right to the President of the Republic to veto a candidate. Reacting to the conflict between the government and the president for the candidature of Visar Zhiti to the Vatican, Bushati said that the government had previously decided on the candidature of Zhiti. The foreign minister expressed his willingness to meet with the president at any time to help resolve the disagreements. This statement of Minister Bushati came after a meeting with his Croatian counterpart, Vesna Pusic. They discussed the relations between the two countries and specifically the joint projects such as the Trans-Adriatic Pipeline. The foreign minister of Albania will be invited to speak on our show tonight, Il Vatore, to comment on the disagreements that he has with the president. The mayor of Tirana has withdrawn from making a decision on the paid parking issue, and now he is seeking to postpone it. Mayor Lulzim Basha has announced that he will ask the city council to postpone the decision for 5 years. Even though the heavy traffic in Tirana causes many problems and needs better management, Basha said that he has listened to the pleas of the citizens, not to give them any additional costs at this time. However, the question arises of whether the mayor can actually postpone this decision for 5 years when his mandate as mayor is finished in just 3 months. The traffic problems are priority concerns for Tirana, and the City Hall says that a decision is necessary on the future of traffic management. For this reason, the concession would include only 24,000 parking spaces and not the total number of 41,000. Basha made his statements after attending the inauguration of kindergarten number 41. The kindergarten represents an investment of 30.3 million lek by the municipality of Tirana. The prosecution has launched an investigation into the issue of hospital waste disposal after the information that was provided by Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 has already given the footage of their investigation to the General Prosecutor's office. It appears that Albania has become a wastebasket for dangerous hospital waste because of the negligence of the authorities who are paid to monitor the process of disposal. Channel 1 has investigated the shocking truth of what is really being done with the hospital waste. Their investigation included both private and public hospitals and dental clinics. Hospitals, clinics, health centers, dental clinics, and veterinary clinics are all manufacturers of dangerous hospital waste, and there are procedures that must be followed to properly and safely dispose of it. About 2,000 tons of hospital waste are produced in Albania each year. More than 1,000 tons of this waste has been dumped in Albania's public areas, causing great risk of infection and disease for the citizens. The police have arrested several of the Union Bank employees in connection with the bank robbery that took place on Friday. 3 days after the robbery, the police arrested the director of the security department and the guard responsible for transporting the money to the bank. Both of the men are accused of negligence in their duty and possible cooperation with the robbers. The court has also ordered 30 days in prison for 6 employees of the security company. They are accused of dereliction of duty. According to sources from the investigation team, immediately after the robbery, the telephones of 6 security guards were seized because there was the possibility that any one of them could have assisted in the robbery. The initial information suggests that the amount of money that was stolen from the bank is 1.2 million euro. The Authority of Fair Business Competition has been investigating the fuel prices here in Albania as they have been suspiciously high. They have said that their findings show that the competition in the fuel market is not functioning effectively. The investigation also highlighted the fact that there are redundant links in the market structures that do not justify the added value of imports, and they add additional cost for the customers. In order to have more control over the operators in the market, the authority has asked for the creation of a legal unit for monitoring the fair price of fuels. Fuel companies would be required to notify this unit within 5 to 15 minutes of any fuel price change. With this in mind, the Fair Competition Authority is asking the government and the Ministry of Energy to revise the law number 8450 on the processing, transportation, and marketing of oil, gas, and their derivatives. The authority also recommends that the companies maintain their own product identity and compete with retailers using their own brands. This will improve the quality of fuel through competition. The Women's Alliance of MPs are attempting to have an impact on the upcoming local elections, and they have made some proposals. The Women's Alliance has prepared some amendments to the Electoral Code for the local elections of June 21st, 2015. So far, their proposals have met with the support of the heads of all the political directives. The proposals aim to promote the participation of women in politics and to establish the record of 33% women in the City Council. The Women's Alliance are already seeing progress, and the participation of women in the local elections is already up to 20% from the 1% that it used to be. The authorities are still trying to decide what to do about the historic area of Koman, which is in the path of a major project with Kosovo. The concern is about 4 high-voltage towers that are part of the Albania-Kosovo interconnection project. These towers run through the medieval area of Koman, which is of great concern to the Archaeological Society. The need to remove these towers has led the lawmakers to propose a change of legislation. The Albania-Kosovo interconnection project has been discussed for 6 years, and the effects on this historic area have caused a great deal of debate. According to the Democratic representative Luciano Bocci, this issue should not be given political overtones. The committee in charge of this project has asked for a hearing with the Minister of Culture next week, as they feel that she is the one who should be able to give the appropriate explanations for the Koman issue. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all the news for this evening. We thank you for being with us. We will return again at the same time tomorrow with more translated Albanian news in English. Thanks and good night.